As retirement gets closer, one question comes up again and again. Do I actually have enough to retire? A lot of people think it's all about their account balance, but that number alone can be very misleading because it really comes down to three completely different numbers. And once you know them, it's a lot easier to see if you're actually on track for retirement or not. Let me show you what they are. The first number is simple, but a lot of people don't really know it. What does it cost to live your life each month? Not a guess, not a rough estimate, the real number. Housing, food, utilities, insurance, healthcare, travel, helping children or grandchildren. When people feel unsure about retirement, it's usually because they've never really sat down and added up what their retirement lifestyle costs. And despite what you might have heard, spending doesn't always drop when people retire. For a lot of people, it actually goes up for a while, especially in the early years when people are traveling, visiting family, and enjoying the freedom they've worked so long for. So the first number to know is your monthly lifestyle cost. But by itself, that number doesn't tell you very much. You'll see things much more clearly when you combine it with the third number, which we'll talk about in a minute. The second number is the income that keeps showing up, whether the market cooperates or not. For retirees, this usually includes things like Social Security, pensions, annuities, or maybe rental income. You can think of this as the foundation of your retirement income. For example, if your lifestyle costs $6,000 per month, and Social Security provides you with $3,000 per month, then half of your lifestyle is already covered. And that makes retirement planning a lot less stressful, because the more of your spending that's covered by reliable income, the less demand there is on your investments. Now, the third number is where retirement planning really starts to come into focus. This is the amount your portfolio needs to provide each month, and it's simply the difference between the first two numbers. If your lifestyle costs $6,000 per month, and your reliable income is $3,500 per month, then your portfolio needs to provide the remaining $2,500 per month. Once you understand that number, retirement planning becomes much clearer, because now you can look at your investments and ask a much more useful question. Can my portfolio reasonably support that level of income? Since you're watching this video, you might already have a sense of your number. Maybe you've run the math before, or maybe you haven't yet. But that gap number is really the one that tells the story. The real question isn't just about how big your account balance needs to be. What really matters is how these three numbers fit together: your spending, your reliable income, and what your portfolio needs to provide to fill any gap. When you understand how those three numbers interact, retirement planning becomes much easier to understand. Over the years, I've worked with a number of people who assumed they weren't ready to retire. But once we walked through these numbers carefully, they realized that things were actually better than they thought. And of course, the opposite happens sometimes too. The numbers might show that making a few adjustments before leaving work could be helpful. Either way, the important thing is this: knowing is better than guessing. Retirement planning isn't just about how much money you have. It's about understanding your life and your income needs. Once those numbers are clear, designing your investment strategy gets a lot easier.